Hey guys, Hutch here. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to introduce you to one of Alchemist Car Care's newest products, iron. What is iron? Well, as the name implies, this is an iron and fallout remover. And if you're in the detailing business, you know what this does, but I'll read from the label as well as the facts on the phone from Alchemist Car Care's website, just to be sure I'm giving you all of the right information. So it quickly removes iron deposits, safe on paint and wheels, turns red when activated. Iron is highly reactive, it's pH neutral. It removes iron particles caused by brake dust and fallout quickly and easily. Its strength makes it capable of loosening and removing stubborn grime, oil, grease, and other road gunk on metals. So the directions say to spray on a cool, wet, or dry surface evenly. Let stand for 3 to 5 minutes. Don't let it dry on the surface. The liquid will turn bright red when it comes in contact with and dissolves iron particles. And then for wheels, you can agitate if desired, and then rinse thoroughly. And today, I will go ahead and give you another use for this, which is as a clay lubricant. So a few sprays onto the panel, and then a synthetic clay bar. Specifically, the one I'll be using is from the Rag Company. And by the way, all of the links to all the products I use in today's video, I will leave in the description box. And don't forget to go to alchemistcarcare.com to pick up this and their newest products. They just released a ceramic series as well, where they drop some ceramic coatings, some spray sealants, a nice ceramic detailer, and use my code HUTCH10 to save 10% on your order. So if I go to their website and I look at just a few more facts about this, because the nice thing about Alchemist is they really take their time at making it super easy for hobbyists or detailers to understand the product as well as how to use it, and they go into really in depth on how to use this product and what it does. So it's pH neutral again, so it's safe on paint, wheels, and coatings. So yes, use this on your ceramic coatings. We know that doing a good iron remover once or twice a year, depending on where you live and your conditions, is a good idea for your coatings. This clings longer for a deeper, more complete cling, and it is less stinky, but fortunately still smells like egg farts. Which I love about Alchemist is they have a sense of humor. So yes, this is unscented, but I mean, if you've ever used an iron remover, if you're a detailer and you've used iron removers before, you know what this smells like. It smells like rotten, stinky eggs or egg farts. So there is a lot of information on Alchemist Car Care about this product. I mean, you can scroll and ask frequently asked questions. It's just, they really do a good job at answering all of your questions. And so what we'll do today is, oh, by the way, you do not dilute this product. No dilution necessary, so use it straight. And it also says that here. So you do want to be careful about anodized or delicate wheel faces with this. So let me show you the vehicle that we'll be testing this on today. This is the vehicle that we'll be working on today. It is a 2015 Acura RLX, and it is actually a maintenance customer. And this is a good test vehicle for iron, because not only because it's white, but because I had not done an iron fallout remover service on this vehicle before. And that is because I usually just do a nice deep clean detail, but she usually opts for my basic detail. But I upsold her, if you want to say that, and just said that, hey, winter's coming, it's fall, it's a good time to remove, you know, do a nice clay bar and remove any sort of fallout from the vehicle so that you're prepared for winter. I put a nice sealant on it, which I will reveal to you guys here shortly. It's another new product from Alchemist. So what I'm going to do is, as I always do, start on the wheel and tires. Let's go ahead and get that started. So quickly I'll show you my bucket setup. So in my bucket I have a few brushes, and I have Aquafoam in here, just about a couple squirts of Aquafoam. And then I have iron, I have Alkahest 10:1, and then I have Brimstone 1:1. Average dirt is 1:1, so I just went ahead and did this 1:1. This is 10:1 for the wheel wells. And so we'll go ahead and get started on this wheel right here. So go ahead and spray Alkahest in the wheel wells. What that's it. And then we'll go ahead and use iron. Try to get it in. There's so many spokes, I'm trying to get it inside there as much as possible. I'm just going to do a few sprays for the outside. And then I'm going to go ahead and use Brimstone right over top of that. And this is a wheel and tire cleaner, so I'm going to use it on the tires as well. Alright. So let's see if we can see a reaction. We can see it right here, right here. That's that reaction you're looking for. It's bleeding the iron and the brake dust fallout, and it's just loosening it up. You can see on the inside. So you let this sit for a few minutes. So what I like to do to not waste time is I like to go on to the next tire and just work around, and then I can come back to this one. And that gives this time to just work and do its thing, and then I can come in and agitate. So that's what I'll do. Alright, so iron has sat for a few minutes, and honestly I thought I'd have more of a reaction from this wheel, but I think just because I keep it up and because the maintenance, or because the customer keeps it up, that I don't think it's that bad. Now we'll go ahead and agitate, we'll see what comes out of it. I know this wheel is dirty, but let's go ahead and clean the wheel now, agitate, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. I'm working today, it's rainy outside, so I have both garage doors closed. I do have the dehumidifier running, so it helps circulate the air. I have a mini split up here as well, so air is circulating. What I'm getting at is the iron remover, you can certainly smell it, and they say it's unscented, but man, it smells like there is a scent to it, but it's not a bad smell. It's not the worst iron remover I have ever smelled. It smells like they put something inside of it, but what they tried to do is leave it unscented so it didn't smell as bad. It's crazy to say, but this is not a bad smelling iron remover at all. So try it for yourself, guys. Use my code Hutch10. Try this iron remover. I think so far so good, but we'll go ahead and agitate this wheel and see how well it did. Start to see all that brake dust. It's been loosened up and now it's coming down. I think the combination of Aquafoam in the bucket, and then you have Brimstone as your wheel and tire cleaner, and then you have iron breaking down all of those iron deposits, just is an amazing combo. You can just see all of that brake dust. You see it right down here. You can see a little bit of purple in there. This is doing a really good job at breaking this all down, and the lubrication is really nice. Like I said, with the Aquafoam in the bucket everything together, this makes a really, really nice wheel and tire combo. Wheels and tires are nice and clean, you can see, nice and clean. And the barrels are nice and clean. Now the one thing that I forgot to mention that I put on my bucket is Easy Beads from ADS. And I like this product, but the secret is to let it sit. I'm just trying to get in there as much as I can. Let it sit for as long as you can. 2 to 3 minutes, I guess, I would say. I don't want you to let it dry. Don't let it dry on the surface, but let that sit. You'll see a big difference between if I were to rinse it off right now and if I wait 2 to 3 minutes on just the water activity, the water beading. So let's move on to what is in my bucket. So I have a wash mitt, I have a brush. This is the Rag Company. I guess what is it called? Their Ultimate Clay Bar or something. I don't know. I'll put it on the screen. Anyways, I really like this one because on one side it's a Jersey bug scrubber, and then on the other side it's a synthetic clay material. And this one has seen better days, as you can tell, but it's still going. So you can get hundreds of vehicles out of these as long as you take care of them. You can also fit into spots, into intricate spots with corners like that, and then it kind of goes over the side here as well. You can get into some intricate spots. So I really like that. It has a foam pad on the inside, so you're not putting a lot of pressure on the panel. You're just gliding it along, and it's providing lots of lubrication from holding on to the soap on the inside, as well as not letting you put your hand directly on. It's got some give there, some cushion. So that's my bucket setup. Aquafoam is in there. I will, well, let's just do it right now. That is about 2 squirts of Aquafoam in there, and that's literally the instructions is 2 squirts into your bucket. And then in my foam cannon, I have about 15 mils in my foam cannon. I think I have it at about 700 mils. So I have that. That's all good to go. In my IK foam, Foam Pro 12, I have Alka-Est diluted 10 to 1, so that'll be my pre-treat for all the lower panels, the front, the windshield, the back, and then I will foam over it with Aquafoam, do my hand wash, and then I will do iron with the clay, and we'll see how it works. So let me go ahead and just give a quick view of the vehicle. It's pretty nasty. Of course, unfortunately, it is raining today. Unfortunately, not much I can do about that, but the customer is aware of that. Obviously, she could see it raining, but this is getting a very detailed, deep clean, getting it ready for winter. So I can put a really nice sealant on it today, and what she can do is she can run it through the car wash, get all of the dirt from the rain off, and it'll still be left with the sealant, and it'll still be clayed, nice smooth paint. It'll be really nice. So we have an understanding, just gotta be upfront with your customers with that. So anyways, you can see from the car wash a lot of that sling from the cheap crappy tire dressing they put on has gone all over. So with Alka-Est, I go from here down and get it into the that stuff is not coming off. That is grease, but all the rest of this can come off. But once we get it clean, the last time I washed this, I noticed this is where a lot of your iron particles tend to accumulate, is back in the rear. I noticed a lot of orange spots. So once this is, I think a lot of these right here won't come off with hand wash, and I think these will come off with iron. So let's go ahead and get started with our pre-treatment. So with Alka-Hest, I have it foamed on all of our lowers, our mirrors, and if it was middle of summer or spring when the bugs are real bad, I would also do it on the front windshield. But I sprayed it on the front bumper here, all the lowers, and all on the back. And you can see that it does a really good job. And Alka-Hest does a really good job of foaming, so you don't need to throw in any other soap or any other product inside your IK, or if you're gonna, whatever foamer you have, if you want it to foam, you don't have to throw in any other soap or any other product. This will, Alka-Hest on its own foams just like this. The only thing that's in there is distilled water and Alka-Hest. I keep wanting to say Aquafoam because it foams awesome as well, which you'll see in just a second, but it foams like this. That was just Alka-Hest and water. And you can see it's pulling all that junk off. So, and it's not caustic either. I'm this close, it smells really good. Nice and citrus. So what I like to do, and this is not necessary, I like to put Aquafoam straight over this because Aquafoam itself is an awesome cleaner. And so for all the areas that I didn't get to put Alka-Hest, I put this over that. It may or may not let Alka-Hest sit longer. It may or may not wash it off. I don't really know. Aquafoam's a great cleaner. I'm gonna do a great pre-wash on this vehicle. And so I'll let Alka-Hest sit for just a few minutes. Then I'll spray Aquafoam over top, let that sit a few minutes, and that's my pre-wash. I want to make sure this vehicle is as clean as possible before I ever put iron or a wash bin on the vehicle to reduce swirling and scratches. So let's go ahead and get our foam cannon warmed up. Now I try to leave myself a little bit in the foam cannon so that when I'm done with the pre-wash stage, once I've rinsed all of this off, I can then go ahead and lay some more Aquafoam down on the vehicle as added lubrication for the contact wash stage. So that's what I like to do, so that's why I left a little bit in here. This won't go on as thick as this layer did. You can see vehicle before I ever touch it with a mitt. Look at all that. So again, don't let this dry. Let it sit for a few minutes. So just with that pre-wash stage, you can see how much cleaner the paint is. Hopefully you can see it is, I promise you. So we still have some issues down here that we need to clean up. This is a scratch that's been there. We may have some tar down there we'll have to address. Some sap I saw in the front, but here's the rear. You can see how much cleaner that is. Look at that. Much cleaner. I do believe all of this is iron deposits, so perfect test for iron. Alright, we're ready for a contact wash, so I will do the contact wash and then I'll do the clay bar just as soon as I'm done with that contact wash. That way the aquafoam is still on there to provide some lubrication as well as iron. So let's go ahead, I'll start top to bottom, probably put you in first person view so you can actually see the top. This is the Detail Factory wash mitt right here. You can put your hand inside. I like to just fold this inside and do this. And aquafoam has so much lubrication, man. It is so slick. Absolutely love it. So I'll do the whole roof, and I'm just gliding this thing along. There's some sap right there, I think. We'll see if we can remove that. So I go around, and then I flip my mitt. Do this side. Do my pillar there. Make sure we get this thing really well. So now that Detail Factory has partnered with the rag company, I wonder if they'll keep carrying this or if the rag company will, if Detail Factory would just go ahead and discontinue this and use the rag companies. But this thing is so nice. There's a lot of cushion inside. This is one of my favorite wash mitts. All right, so I have the rag company. This is that Ultra Clay Sponge. I believe that's what it's called, Ultra Clay Sponge. And you can see it holds onto a lot of water, so you can actually just get some of it out. But if this is new, I think they tell you to break it in on glass. This thing's been used a lot, so I've already broken it in. So we're just gonna go ahead. I am gonna spray the surface fairly liberally because it's never been deconned before. And as a matter of fact, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let it sit and I'm gonna move on to another panel. So if I'm doing top to bottom, I'm gonna go ahead and start on the glass, the front windshield. Flip my mitt. I'm gonna do the one half of the hood. Dunk. I'm gonna do this back glass. And then I'm gonna flip again and do this trunk, just the trunk lid to this line right here. Do this half of the glass. Now, yes, the bucket should be following me around, but I'm gonna start on this side next, the driver's side next. Make sure I got all this. So the bucket will stay there, and then it'll start following me around once I get done with all these uppers. So I just want to get a feel for how bad the contamination is. Yeah, you can feel it. It's not too bad. Not sure if you can hear that. But you can see some areas like that right there. So definitely needs decontaminating. So I'm just gonna do one for good measure in my clay bar. And I'm just gonna, you can see we've got some reaction right there. we've got little bits of reaction. Yeah, you can see all around here we've got some reaction here. So we've got some reaction going on. This is definitely contaminated. You can, let's see if we can hear it over here. I can feel it, yeah. So just letting the clay bar do the work. The clay sponge, I should be calling it. I like to go crosshatch, and now I can feel it smooth. Oh yeah. Hear nothing. Perfect. Nice and smooth. I'm gonna go ahead and do this back glass real quick. Nice and smooth. So if I feel this compared to this, oh yeah. Nothing. You can hear that. And glass isn't gonna scratch like your paint, so I'm gonna go ahead and hit the glass real quick. The rear windshield and the front. Perfect. Before I dunk back in the bucket. You still have, if you need a little soap, just do that. Just go along. Go. Okay, I can see these spots right here. Just want to make sure I hit these really well. So you typically want to dunk the clay sponge after every panel. And I like to just use my opposite hand just to feel any decontamination. I don't feel any. Redunk now that I'm moving on to a different panel. And you can see I've sprayed the hood. Look at that. You can see reaction there, there, there. Got some reaction here. I believe that's a rock chip right there. Yeah. Nice reaction here. Once again, you don't want to let it dry on the surface, but thankfully, fortunately, I am in a controlled environment, so I'm not going to let this dry. Just going to let it work and do its thing still. It's still on the surface, and we'll go ahead and move on to hood and the trunk lid. So the trunk lid didn't get a lot of reaction, but look right here. If you look below this line where I haven't washed yet, I knew it. This is going to be really, really bad. So I'm just going to hit this trunk lid real quick. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Smooth, rough. So just, I mean, I'm just barely hanging onto this, just letting it. I like to keep palm like this and just glide it. That way I'm not getting pressure point here or here or here. I'm flat and I'm just letting it glide. Like I said, just squeeze a little bit, but it made it a lot more slick. So just glide it across. Now let's test it. Oh yeah, smooth. Okay. One great thing about Alchemist is that they have invested a lot of time and money into their trigger sprayers. And so as you saw right there, I did 2 sprays per door panel, and it was just one about right here at the top and one down here. And I just did a really large sweeping pattern, and it covered the panel. And once again, I can smell the iron remover, but it's not bad. I feel like they keep saying it's unscented, but I swear they put something in it to make it smell good. So yeah, I'm loving it so far. Adds lubrication, and so I'm gonna let this sit. Now I did spray the other side, the driver's side already, and I've let that sit for a little bit, so that is ready for clay bar. So I'm gonna go over there and start claying that side. So here's the contamination we're getting from this side. See, you can still see the contamination here, but that'll all rinse off. You can see it on the mirror. You can see it here. A little bit here. Definitely here and here as expected. So yeah, it's really, really attacking that brake dust. Okay, so I just sprayed iron on the back of this vehicle, and I knew that the back of this would be bad, and it is pretty bad. I knew that this was going to be iron right here. You can see it starting to come up from there, from here as well, as we saw earlier. So I mean, before I grabbed the camera to start recording, it was like 15 seconds that it was sitting there. So yeah, the iron definitely is doing its job. During the clip of me doing this back tailgate, my battery died, so I apologize for that. I switched out my battery and we're good, but you can see just how contaminated this was and how it was bleeding red, and this area right here in particular was really bad. Now, it is not perfect by any means, but it is a lot better. At some point with a synthetic clay sponge like that, you need to call it because you don't want to start marring the surface, and I had to do that. You can continue to go over it, but this needs like a heavy clay bar and a polish afterwards, because just at some point no iron remover or synthetic clay bar is going to help. I just went ahead and went over it lightly a few times, and it is looking a ton better. So the entire vehicle has been cleaned. It looks really nice. And so now I'm going to go ahead and show you my process for drying the vehicle. This is essentially my wash clay seal. We've washed, we've clayed, and now we're going to seal it, and I'll show you what I'm going to use for that and how easy it is. That's what I'll be using today to seal in the vehicle and use this as a drying aid. This is Magnum from Alchemist Car Care. It's a ceramic detailer, and it has a durability of up to 6 months, and so it's a great, fantastic drying aid. I'll do a deeper dive on this in a future video, but this can be applied wet or dry. I'm going to use it on a wet surface today, and you just shake well, spray 1 to 2 times per panel, and then use your drying towel, which today is the Rat Company Liquidator, and it seals in the vehicle for up to 6 months. It is fantastic, and the nice thing about Alchemist is they have really, I've come to find out that they've really dialed in their spray sealants and their detailers, so that they have a very, very hard time streaking. So they've really done a good job with that. And so that's why I really enjoy using the product. So shake it up. So the Acura is all finished up. I used Quicksilver for the door jambs, the wheel faces, and then Redux for the tires, and they're looking really, really nice. The entire car is just brighter, and it is looking really, really good. Wanted to give final thoughts on iron. This was my first time using it, and so it didn't smell that bad. I know that's crazy. Most iron removers are really, really pungent. They have a really nasty egg smell, and this one didn't really. The bleeding was more of an orange red, but you could clearly see it pulling the iron. I think it has a really good cleaning ability. Has some foaming action to it, and it worked well as a clay lubricant for the clay sponge. And so overall, yeah, I would highly recommend iron from Alchemist Car Care. Go to alchemistcarcare.com to check out this product. They also recently came out with a panel prep for their ceramic series. So they have Magnum, which is a 6-month detailer, Silica, which is a 12-month sealant. Then they came up with a 3-year ceramic coating and a 5-year ceramic coating. And look out for videos on all of those products as well as all of their previous products that they've released in the past. And they've been making some updates to those as well, and I will go into depth on all of those in the future. But don't forget to go to alchemistcarcare.com, use my code HUTCH10 to save 10%. Go buy from Alchemist Car Care. They have amazing people that are the founders of the company. They have amazing designs, packaging, and their products are awesome. That is what is highest on my list, is the quality of their products, and they are incredible. As you saw, everything that I used today was high quality, no issues with any of them, and this car came out amazing, as you saw. So no issues at all. alchemistcarcare.com. Go grab iron or anything else. Use code HUTCH10 for 10% off your order. I'll see you guys in the next video.